This is French present, French grammaire made easy. Une capsule de 1 à 5 minutes. Trucs et astuces. Aujourd'hui, indicatif or subjonctif. In French, we use subjunctive a lot. The problem is for you to know when do you use the indicative or when do you use the subjunctive. This is a first introduction to subjunctive, and I am going to give you some keywords in order to help you to know when do you have to use the indicative or the subjunctive. Then later on, we will learn more about subjunctive. When you go in the world of indicative, you are going in the world of objectivity, clear thinking, rational ideas, a mind of science, and you are dealing with facts. In fact, to sum up the whole thing, you are dealing with your brain, your head, and your brain. So everything is very rational, you're giving opinion, and you're really certain of what you are saying. When you are going in the world of subjunctive, you're going to the world of subjectivity. A little trick, S, subjunctive, subjectivity. Here, it's not your head who is talking, who is thinking. It is your heart. And when you're talking about the heart, you're dealing with emotion. You're dealing with desire. You're dealing with how do you feel about things. You're dealing about making judgment. You are much doubting about things. And you're dealing with necessity. So if you want, everything which is dealing with the heart in subjunctive is, in French, sentiment et désir, feelings and desire, emotion, ressenti, how do you feel, nécessité, judgment, et le doute. Here are some verbs that can lead you to indicative or to subjunctive. So when you have verbs that are verb de penser, c'est-à-dire thinking, you are going to use the indicative. If the verbs are about opinions, you are going to use the indicative. If verbs are about certitudes, certainty, you are going to use the indicative. Again, it's your head. Everything is in your head. When you're in your heart, you are going to use verb of doubt, verb of will, wish. You're going to use verb which express something where you refuse something, proposition, giving advice, interdiction, and verb of emotion. So, verbe de doute, verbe de volonté, verbe de souhait, verbe de refus, verbe de proposition, verbe de conseil, verbe d'interdiction, verbe d'émotion. Indicatif ou subjonctif? Que. What has que to do with indicative and subjunctive? Well, very often you're going to have the que here. It doesn't mean then when you use a que, it's always going to be a subjunctive. People think because there's a que, it's a subjunctive. No, all depends on the verb which is before que. So if the verb before que express indicative, or if the verb before que express the subjunctive, it is the verb that follow the que who is going to be either at the indicatif or the subjonctif. For instance, je pense qu'il vient en réunion cet après-midi. Vient is the indicative of venir. Je souhaite qu'il vienne en réunion cet après-midi. viennent is the subjonctif de venir. Pense, indicatif, express indicatif, souhaiter, desire, express the subjunctive. Now you have maybe 2 minutes to let me know if after croire, souhaiter, affirmer, avoir peur, il paraît, observer, douter, imaginer, craindre, exiger, do you use the indicative or the subjunctive? You can stop the video and I'm going to continue anyway. So the answer is croire, indicatif. Why? This is your head thinking. Souhaiter, this is your heart, you wish something. Affirmer, definitely indicatif parce que you affirm something, you say something, you believe in it. Avoir peur is to fear something, definitely an emotion. Il paraît, it seems is not very certain, so it's definitely a subjunctive. Observer is definitely an indicative. You need your mind to observe and to make it into a reality. Douter, definitely a subjunctive because you're not sure. Imaginer is an indicative in French because you need your brain to imagine something. You need to make some clear thinking to imagine. Craindre is definitely the subjunctive because it's the word of fear. And if you are in fear means it's an emotion, you trigger an emotion. Exiger, subjunctive because exiger, which is to require, is the word of command. Let's see just a few examples. Indicatif. Je pense que tu as raison. A is the indicatif. Penser, thinking. Je constate qu'il n'est pas présent à la réunion. Same thing, indicatif. J'imagine que vous pouvez m'expliquer son comportement. So, I think you are right. I notice that he's not present at the meeting. I imagine that you can explain his behavior to me. Definitely an indicative after those three verbs. Subjonctif. Je crains qu'il pleuve. Je doute qu'il vienne à la réunion. Il exige que vous partiez. Those three verbs express the subjectivity of fear, doubt, and command. So you will say, I'm afraid it will rain for this one. I doubt he will come to the meeting, and he demands that you leave. Au revoir.